Hey guys, it's Jo. Welcome back to Trauma Talk. I have been wrestling with a concept probably my whole life, and especially in the last few months and years, that I think probably isn't unique to me. And that is the idea that if I don't have words and a reason for what I'm feeling, or to describe what it is or where it's coming from, specifically like where it's coming from, what it's related to, what started it, something, that it doesn't really exist, or it doesn't have a place, or it's not valid, or something along those lines. And I was driving back from Denver today. I went up there for a CT scan for my ankle, another one in a long line of tests for those of you who know what's going on with all of that. And I was just feeling a lot of different stuff. I was getting ready for a speech I'm giving in a couple weeks on everything I normally talk about on this channel, and it's a little scary to give a speech in front of people, and so I was trying to work through that. A lot of stuff has been coming up in counseling, and so I was just kind of an emotional mess. I was not doing great, and I was frustrated with myself because I felt like I didn't have words for what I was feeling. I kept fluctuating between so many different emotions and kept thinking like, okay, so let me rationalize this out. Let me figure out what I can do to fix it. Let me like put these into, little boxes. What's this emotion? What really is that emotion? What am I feeling? What am I experiencing? Like, how can I rationalize and logic that and put it where it needs to go? And that's exhausting for starters, but for seconds, you can't rationalize your way out of emotions, like I've talked about on this channel before, and apparently I need a lot of repetition in my life because I still try to do it all the time. If I don't have words to describe what I'm going through, I feel like it doesn't really exist, even though it does. And I've been reading through comments on mental health channels and realizing that a lot of people seem to deal with this, having like waves of emotions and feeling like it's completely invalid because they don't know the source. And when other people talk about it, I'm like, oh no, that's not invalid. There's probably a source to it, but regardless, feel it. Let it run its course. Experience that, attend to it, let it exist. And that same principle applies to me. And I've been trying that out, and I tried that out the rest of the day, and I'm trying to practice that now. I try to almost think of emotions or feelings, specifically ones that I don't know where they come from, where I don't have words for them yet, or I can't think it through, as living things. I need to give them space to be alive. I need to give them space to run around and do whatever it is that they're doing, because they're there for a purpose. And they'll leave when they have fulfilled their job, when they're done with their work. And the longer I try to resist it, I think the longer they stick around and the worse it gets anyways. I really hate not having language for what I'm going through, for what I'm experiencing in any given moment. If I can put it in a box, I feel a little bit safer. I feel a little bit more sane. I feel like things make more sense and aren't so messy. And I think being messy is one of the things I fear the most. I don't want to be a messy person, which, saying that out loud, is not something I dislike in other people. I'd prefer that people were messy and real. But I try to box up things I'm feeling and, tie nice little bows on them so I can be done with them, when in reality, I need to let them run their course. Much like the dogs are running their course behind me, because there's probably a squirrel outside that they really, really want to get to. So puppy rampage aside, that's what I'm trying to work on releasing a little bit this week and at this part in my life, because emotions don't have to have descriptions to be valid, and they don't have to have words and rationale to exist and to do what they need to do, because they do exist for a purpose. Emotions are here for a reason. They aren't just an annoyance. They aren't just a secondary whatever. Emotions are extremely useful and are signs of things and need to be recognized and need to be given a space to exist. So I'm gonna work on acknowledging things, whether or not I know what they are or where they come from. And generally I find that when I do that, the message ends up coming, if there's a message. You know, if my emotions are trying to tell me something, I end up finding it out eventually when I give it space to do what it needs to do. So that's what I'm working on this week. What are you working on this week? Leave whatever that is in the comments below. I would love to hear. I am Jo Beckwith and this is Trauma Talk. I love you guys dearly. Thank you so much for being a part of this community. I love seeing it grow and you all be a part of it, so thank you. Make sure before you go that you hit subscribe if you have not subscribed already so you do not miss an upcoming video. I release videos every Sunday and Thursday and I really enjoy doing it and I really enjoy you being there, so make sure you hit subscribe so you don't miss it. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Please take care of yourselves. Until then, bye guys.